What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Film Addiction, the best addiction there is to have. I'm Mr. Film Addiction. This is Miss Film Addiction.
Miss Film Addiction, also known as Emily and Cody.
So we're just going to run with this. We're back making another video. We're going to do top 10 movies of 2024. Taking a look back on the year. I didn't watch as many movies this year. I kind of slacked off a little bit. Took a little break from YouTube. Started reading a bunch, doing other hobbies, building Legos, all that good stuff. And she's been reading as well. So, yeah, we kind of slacked off a little bit on movies.
Yeah, if he's not watching as many movies, it's likely I'm not watching as many because we usually do that together. But I looked back and I think I'd only watched 26 releases from 2024.
Yeah.
So just know that this list is based off of that. The top
I watched
10.
more than that, I think. Probably not much more, but I watched a bunch of older movies this year. So there's gonna be some stuff probably not on here that might actually be better than some of these movies. And there's our cat behind you.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do my 10. She's gonna do her 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, so on and so forth. And we're just gonna run with it. So my number 10, top 10 movies.
So 10 is all right, and then number 1 was this is my favorite.
Number 1's best, yes. Quit you little crazy cat. All right, so my number 10 is Lisa Frankenstein. I enjoyed this movie. I had a great time with it in theaters. I liked the feel of it. I thought the acting was good. It was funny. And the way, the colors and everything in the movie, I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. This is one of the first movies we watched in theaters this year.
I think so. I think that one came out in February. It was to the point where when I looked at 2024 releases, I was like, wait, that was in 2024? It feels like it was so much longer ago.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, before we go any further, I didn't think like some of the movies were all that great this year. There was a lot of letdowns. We're gonna do that in our next video, worst of 2024. But anyways, so my number 10 is Lisa Frankenstein. What's your number 10?
Well, my number 10, and who knows, that one might make an appearance on my list, but it's not my number 10. My number 10 was Carry On, which is actually a movie we just watched a few weeks ago. Netflix.
Okay.
It's a Netflix release. So, like I said, I've only seen 26 2024 releases, so this is my pool to choose from. But that was my number 10 out of all the movies I had watched. I actually really enjoyed it. Thought that it had a lot of good action, nice build-up.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
It was kind of like this year's Die Hard. Of course, not even going to put that in the same realm because I know that that's an important movie for you at Christmas.
Very, very good Christmas movie.
But it kind of gave me those vibes, and I liked the little Christmas touches, of course, you know, Christmas time. And yeah, I thought it was really well done. So it was my number 10.
Sweet. Going on to number 9. I don't think you saw this one, but is Love Lies Bleeding. That's the right name. Yeah, Kristen Stewart and the other chick that's in there, I don't know her name. Acting was great. The movie was kind of weird at times, but I thought it was very well done, and I had a great time with it. And I think it's one of the better movies of the year, so that's why it's at number 9.
Number 9. All right.
You probably would like it too. You probably need to watch it.
Yeah, I did not see that one. My number 9 was Abigail. So Abigail, I think it came out in April. So again, I feel like 2024 in some ways felt so long.
Yeah.
Even though it went by, you know, like that. Like it's just part of being an adult, I guess. But I was like, okay, that came out this year and I did enjoy it. Obviously it wasn't a perfect movie. There were some things that could have been better. But I loved the acting by the young girl. She did a really great job of just kind of seeming so sweet and then coming out and being crazy and a badass. So I enjoyed it. And then the characters,
Yeah, that was a good one. I actually,
the
yeah.
pool of characters.
If I could have number 11, that would be number 11.
Okay, so it's not on your list.
It was on my list. Oh yeah, spoilers. It was good. Quick kitty. But yeah, I took it off because I think the trailer kind of ruined the movie for me a little bit.
Yeah.
They kind of played it like, oh, what's going on? And then
A lot
that's
of
like the first
trailers
20
do
of
that.
the minutes of the movie. We already know what's going to happen because of the trailer. But whatever.
Yeah.
So it might have been better in that case. Going on to my number 8, which is supposed to be a 2023 release, but it got released in 2024 here in the U.S. And it's Bike Riders with was Austin Butler.
Austin Butler.
And my dude, what's his name?
Oh my goodness.
Tom
Hardy?
Tom Hardy, yeah. My man crush, Tom Hardy, can do no wrong. So I love this movie. I thought it was great. Kind of got me in my feels. I thought it was a great story. I thought the acting was awesome. Austin Butler was awesome in that movie. Tom Hardy was awesome in that movie. And I thought all the acting was fantastic. And the motorcycles and gangs. Could have been more, I guess, action type scenes in the movie. But for overall, I enjoyed it. So that's why it's at number 8.
I want to say that when I made my list, I saw that it was 2023, and we realized that was at a festival. It came out in 2024. Didn't redo my list, but that probably would have made it into the top 10.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Okay, so that was your number 8. My number 8 is Speak No Evil. I really enjoyed that film. I think it got kind of mixed reviews from people. Obviously, the trailer, again, kind of gives a good bit away.
Yeah.
There's some things that are left open. But James McAvoy, I love him. Like, he is just such a great actor.
Fantastic actor.
And obviously, this is a kind of a suspenseful movie, but there's just some parts of it are just almost kind of funny. Just the way he plays it.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He just kind of leaves you on the edge of your seat. So for that reason alone, I mean, it was in my top 10. It was my number 8, and I really enjoyed it. And we still don't own it on physical, but I really want to get it at some point, even though I think it's on streaming, just because I'd like to have that one and be able to rewatch it. But definitely top 10 material right there for me.
And that boy got ripped for that movie too.
He did. Yeah.
And he's like swole.
Yeah, he definitely goes all out for his parts, for sure.
So my number 7 is a series that I absolutely love, and I was glad another one came out, and I went to the theaters, had to see it in theaters, and I loved every minute of it. A little tad bit too long, but it was still great, and that is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Didn't see that one.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great sequel. I like where the story's going, and I hope they continue making them. That was a great addition, and I had a great time with it. So that's my number 7.
Number 7 for me is Beetlejuice, which I have a feeling may not be on his list because I don't think he was a huge fan of it. I really enjoyed it. It came out probably about a month or 2 before Halloween, and I just felt like it really got me in that kind of vibe, that spirit of the holiday. I don't know. It just took me back to the original. I know the original is always the best, of course, but I loved seeing all the actors, or many of the actors, back in their original roles, and I thought it was funny. They had a lot of good throwbacks to the original. I think it was a really good, I don't know if you call it a sequel. It is a sequel, right?
Yeah.
It was a good sequel. Especially how many years have went by. I thought they did a really good job with it.
That's another thing. I think it should have just been left alone, because it was a decent movie, but I just don't think it had anything on the first one. There was way too much stuff going on in the movie, too many storylines, and they never really came to like the end, like the way they closed it all up. I just didn't really like the way it happened, but
it was entertaining though.
Yeah, I guess it was entertaining.
It entertained me.
Top 10.
That's what I look for in a top 10 movie.
That's why it's your opinion. Coming in at number 6 is Twisters. Great sequel. This is a great sequel. This is the way a sequel should be made. Pretty much the same movie over again, but characters were great. The story was great. The Twisters were awesome. It didn't go over and beyond and do too much extra, but I had a great time when it was awesome in theaters. I think that brought out the real experience of the movie, but that's my number 6.
Number 6, A?
Yeah, A.
Well, that's pretty high up the list.
Our number 1, probably.
My number 6 was Lisa Frankenstein, which was your number 10.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that movie, as we said. It was kind of towards the beginning of the year. I felt like it was perfect, actually, for Valentine's, which was odd because you think, oh, that's more of a Halloween type movie. but she was really just kind of looking for love, and she really took that to just some dark places. So it's kind of a nice, kind of dark romance for that time of year, I guess you could say. So I thought it was unique, different, and I really enjoyed the performance. I cannot think of her name at the moment.
I have no idea what her name was.
But she's done a lot of, or several roles lately, and she's done really good with it.
Yeah, she was good in it.
So I really enjoyed it. It was crazy where they took it with certain things, kind of made you laugh. But I definitely look forward to actually probably rewatching it maybe this year around Valentine's.
Yeah.
So that's my number 6.
So coming in at number 5 was a movie that I laughed the entire time. I thought it was,
Sorry.
excuse me.
I was hoping I'd make it through the whole thing.
Still getting over a little cold.
Mm-hmm.
So number 5 is a movie that I laughed the entire time. Thought it was absolutely hilarious. The story and the villain in the movie was kind of weak in my opinion. But overall, it was great to see the gang back and brought in some extra characters. And that would be Deadpool and Wolverine at number 5. Mm-hmm. It was great seeing Blade back, and Gambit was finally getting to be shown. Elektra and Wolverine was obviously back, and he was awesome. And him and Deadpool played well off each other. So I had a great time with it. But the story was weak, and the villains were kind of weak in that movie. But besides that, I had a great time with it. So that's why it's at number 5.
Number 5 for me was Inside Out 2. Did you forget about this movie?
I forgot about Inside Out 2.
Oh my god. What is wrong with you?
That would be on the list.
Obviously this movie was just long awaited. I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed the first one, like I did. It was just so unique, you know, having the emotions personified. So very excited to go and see this in the summer, and we did, and it lived up to our expectations, especially kind of going through the main character Riley's puberty, which is really funny right now for us because our daughter's just turned 12, so we feel like a lot of the emotions and reactions are similar to hers. So it was very entertaining, and I definitely enjoyed it. So
yeah, that would be on my list. I completely forgot about it. Maybe I didn't rank it. I don't know. I didn't see it on my letterbox. So that would be on the list, but it's not. So shout out to Inside Out 2. So coming in at number 4 was another great sequel, and glad to see it back on the screen after so long. And that would be Alien Romulus. You didn't see this one? Yep. It was awesome. Really good. I love the way they tied it into the other movies. And I hope they keep it going like that. I hope there's a sequel coming, because I think there's going to be. Thought the ending was awesome. It was action-packed. It was kind of creepy and scary, but not as creepy and scary as I would like it to have been. But it was a solid movie, and I really had a good time with it. So that's number 4.
Number 4 for me, and this one is kind of interesting. I'm not sure about it. Number 4 is It Ends With Us. So a lot of people may or may not have went and saw this. They're like, oh, it's a girl movie. Cody and I actually went and saw it.
We read the book.
We read the book together. Well, I read it, and then he read it much later. But big readers. Love to read, and whenever a movie gets made based off your book, you get really excited, but you're very cautious because, you know, a lot of things usually change. I thought they did a really good job with bringing most of the details from the book to the film. It was a little long for sure, but that's just to be expected.
It was long, but they still cut some stuff out.
Exactly.
So the book is better.
So the book's always going to be better. Obviously it could have been better in certain ways. I feel like the casting was really well done, but then there's drama involved with it now. Yeah, so
a whole another video that we're not going to do. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know if there's going to be a sequel, which I would really love to see, but I'm still putting that at number 4. I think it was my most anticipated of this year. So wasn't my number one because it could have been better, and I wish there wasn't so much drama. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Thought they did a good job transferring it from the book, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, my most anticipated movie of the year is not even on here. Spoiler.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So, coming in at number 3, a lot of sequels this year. This was the sequel year.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another sequel, or prequel, however you want to look at it. Thought it was awesome. Thought that acting was awesome. Cannot remember her name right now. But Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, coming in at number 3. It was action-packed. Who's the guy that plays Thor?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth was over the top. The main actress in this movie, I'm terrible with names, but she did a fantastic job playing the character and playing Furiosa, and I loved this movie from beginning to end. I thought it was great. It could have went several different ways, and I still would have enjoyed it, and I thought it was a great addition to the series, and I loved it. So, number 3. I'm not going into too much detail because everybody's probably talking about it. I loved it. Number 3.
I'm surprised that's only number 3 for you because I remember how much you loved it.
Yeah, well, 3, 2, and 1 on my list could probably switch on any day that you talk to me. Just saying.
That's not true for me. I was like, wait, is that true for me? No, number 3 for me was Deadpool versus Wolverine. Really enjoyed that film. I'm not huge on superhero movies, and anyone who knows me well knows that. However, Deadpool's kind of an exception because he just cracks me up. He is so funny, and this movie was no exception. Obviously, I feel like some of the plot was a little confusing. So that it was all over the place. It kind of kept it from being a perfect movie, but I mean, there was dimensions, right? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
there was different dimensions.
Yeah. That's just the Marvel universe now. Everything, bring anyone back, no one's really dead.
Yes, but the humor, the action, the performances, it was great. I still laughed.
Baby Deadpool, all that good stuff.
That's what I want from a Deadpool movie. It's just that dark humor. So I got that, and yeah, I made my number 3 for that reason.
It's a good choice. Coming in at number 2 is Gladiator 2. This movie, Doug, if you're watching, was awesome. And I thought it was a fantastic sequel. And we saw this in theaters, up in the front seat. We had some nice seats to kick back when we watched it.
It was packed in there, so we had no choice but to sit in the front, but it's still worth it.
It was definitely worth it. I thought the acting was great. The guy, what's his name? Your crush?
Paul Mescal.
Yeah, her crush. I thought he did a fantastic job. I love the way they tied it into the first one. Like I said, this was the year for sequels, apparently. And it was action-packed. And Denzel Washington was in there. And he's probably one of, if not my favorite actors of all time. And I thought he did a fantastic job. And I just absolutely loved the movie. I didn't really see any flaws in it whatsoever. So that's why it's number 2. It was almost number 1. But something kind of slightly beat it. Just slightly. Like I said, if you ask me tomorrow, I might switch these 2. But
well, I'll piggyback off that. Now, Gladiator 2 was also my number 2. Does that surprise you?
Number? Yeah, because I don't know what your number 1 is now. Well, go ahead.
You could probably think back and figure it out easily.
Yeah, probably.
I did not expect this movie to be up my alley. And obviously, Cody mentioned that I do think the lead actor, he's a nice looking guy. I watched him in Normal People on Hulu and something else. But I really enjoy his performances. But anyways, I really enjoyed the movie. I actually had not seen the original.
You still haven't.
And I still haven't. I did watch parts of it. But the battle sequences, the story, the way they tied it into the original, it was really great. And I enjoyed it, even though it was over 2 hours long, which is saying a lot for me.
Yeah, it's an action movie, which she normally doesn't like. It's a long movie, which she normally doesn't like. And there's swords and battles and all that good stuff. Like I said, action, blood.
They did the story.
Unless it's horror.
Well.
But you enjoyed it, so.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the guy was hot.
It always helps.
Coming in at number 1 is Dune Part 2. I loved it because I watched the first one and was like, eh. Like I said, I've never read the books. I do plan on reading the books sooner than later. But I walked in, it was kind of like I got off work and I was like, oh, it's playing. I just sat down and watched it and was satisfied the entire time.
You watched it at home or?
In theaters.
Oh, in theaters.
I got off work and just went over to the theater. It was just started, walked in, started watching it, and loved every single second of it. And I thought it was a great sequel, way better than the first one. Like I said, it's a year for sequels, so Dune Part 2 is my number one movie of the year. But that and Gladiator is like right there with Furiosa, so like I said, tomorrow I can switch, but Dune Part 2 as of today.
My number one.
Yeah, I know, Twisters.
What? You just stole my thunder. Yeah, it's Twisters. When I started listing out all the movies I had seen this year, and I was like, oh, what's going to be my number one? I was like, oh, duh. We saw that movie this year. I love the original Twister movie. I mean, it was nostalgic for me. My dad, we used to have it on VHS. We watched it nonstop.
Can't beat the original, though.
Can't beat the original. So I was very excited for this. I had a lot of just cautiousness going into it because I didn't know, what they were doing with it. If they were going to just try to completely rip it off, remake it. But I was pleasantly surprised because they completely just redid the story. The action was really good. They had a lot of good cast. Daisy Edgar Jones, Glenn Powell, who I think everyone loves now. They did a fantastic job, and my daughter loved it.
She did.
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah, she saw the movie. They didn't have a great time with that one.
Yes, she couldn't wait for it to come out on streaming or Blu-ray or any way she could watch it again. So that says a lot. So definitely on my number one for the year, most enjoyable movie experience. So yeah, Twisters.
So that was our top 10 movies of 2024. Let us know down below what you think of our list and what is your top 10 or at least your number one movie of the year. The Crow was my most anticipated movie of the year and it did not make my top 10. That's all I'm going to say about that. Look forward to our worst movies of 2024.
Most disappointing.
Disappointing.
Not saying it's awful. Some of them are.
But yeah, that's coming soon, and hopefully we'll be back and making some more videos. Shout out to Steven over at Movie Odyssey. If you're still watching this, go check him out. Movie Odyssey on YouTube and Instagram. He just started up a channel, and he's doing a great job. So shout out to him. Awesome dude. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye. Peace.